Right now in the US, as we speak, they're thinking of changing all these rules regarding securities. There's something pretty crazy that's on the table right now as we speak, and it's a 5-page bipartisan Securities Clarity Act. And that's pretty crazy because that could basically mean some hefty regulations for the crypto space in such a quick manner. But at the same time, that's not the craziest thing that happened today. I have already told you guys about it over on Twitter and over on Telegram, but there's right now a lot of trouble in paradise with Atomic Wallet. If you've used Atomic Wallet, watch this video because you might be at risk. Maybe just guys, check your Atomic Wallet right now to see if you've not lost money, as things are really freaking crazy. And if you didn't know this earlier or anything, make sure you check me out on Telegram and Twitter, because on those I posted an update about this last night. And at the same time, some of the biggest guys in the XRP community are falling. John Dean got hacked on Twitter last night. And the reason I'm saying that and I'm stating it so obviously is because the hacker was promoting some sort of scam that I hope none of you guys have fallen for. And at the same time, some pretty cool things are coming up for XRP rather soon. So I want to also quickly tell you guys about that. But before we do so, a program has crashed on my computer. I see now. Okay. I want to say before we do that, make sure you press that like button. You know, because why not? Make sure you press that like button. Let's go. Most important things to talk about first is security. Apparently, John Dean got hacked through somebody SIM swapping him, or rather his phone got hacked and they got into his Twitter that way. All I want to tell you guys is properly back up your any account, basically, through some two-factor authentication that does not rely fully on your mobile number, but also understand that sometimes it could actually be that iPhones or just Apple in general has not got the best security features. Usually they do, but sometimes they won't, and that's the case right now, supposedly, with the situation with Atomic Wallet. I've already seen 100 different horror stories, and I'm so sad to read so much about it over on Twitter. There are so many people that lost their money as of this point. Yesterday night, or at least at 3 a.m. when I covered this, it was apparently about $20 million worth of lost funds. As of this point, I'm not so sure how heavy it has gotten. Apparently, these guys were able to get back about $1 million from the Atomic Wallet hack. And these guys were involved, so a little quick shout out to them. Apparently, the largest victim was about $2.8 million, and apparently there's not been too craziest of updates, except for the fact that right now the largest victims lost $8 million over on Tron, and the 5 biggest accounts lost $17 million. The graph has now surpassed $35 million in dollars stolen, and Zach estimates that it could actually be more than $50 million in asset lost. And I must say, some details about how this could have happened, what exactly is happening, or how these people got their money back, you know, the $1 million and potentially more, is still all a little bit vague. All we've got, or at least gotten before, this is until a couple hours ago when I was doing my research, we have received reports of wallets being compromised. We're doing all we can to investigate and analyze the situation. This again was, yesterday when I was checking everything out. As we have more information, we will share it accordingly. For any questions, check out the support. And a couple of hours ago, this is their initial, basically update. The investigation is still ongoing in a joint effort with the leading security companies. The team is working on possible attack vectors, nothing yet confirmed. Support team is collecting victim addresses, reached out to major exchanges and blockchain analytics companies to trace and block these stolen funds. For additional, make sure you text them. But some people are saying, again, I've been seeing so many different reports online that it's all after an update came along. Some others are saying that that's not the case. Some are saying it's only certain wallet types. Some people are saying that that's also not true. Some people are saying that it's because, and this is actually kind of my own thoughts mixed in, I was having a discussion about this. What if Atomic seed phrase generation model is in some way, shape, or form predictable? And so some hackers have found a way to just, let's say there's a pool of 1,000 words with a lot of different combinations that Atomic Wallet went for, that they could just brute force every single combination and get to lucky wallets pretty often enough where it makes sense. Like I said, I can't tell you guys why this is happening or what exactly is happening. All we know that funds are being moved. Tay said, this is again last night, I've posted all this already. It's going to keep getting bigger. Atomic and Gladco's, who's the founder of Atomic, tell your users to move their funds now and then shut all your infrastructure down, turn off all logging, revoke everyone's access to all systems, rotate all keys, and hire a professional, or at least do something instead of saying, hey, wait a second. Because as of this point, it's so ridiculously vague. Apparently, it all started over on June 2nd. That was the earliest transaction. And apparently, the on-chain drains look like this. Each token and then the base asset is swept from the victim's address to a new address. The hacker then swaps all the tokens for the base asset via Uniswap, MMSwap, SunSwap, etc. The hacker then sweeps that base asset balance to another new address. And right now they're just collecting a lot of different addresses that money is being sent to. They're making all these diagrams and lists. But yeah, also be careful, guys. Don't trust these accounts that are saying, hey, recover your keys here, all that type of BS. These are scammers trying to steal your money again. And yeah, it's not small amounts of money. This guy lost $8 million. But that was one of the first ones because it's June 2nd. I have yet to see any major attacks from June 4th. But again, it's pretty hard to find. It's just whenever people share their transactions, this can be found out. But for right now, it's quite difficult. And to some degree, it might actually be the case as well that people actually just fake this. Because if you think about it, what if hypothetically speaking, Atomic Wallet were to go for a sort of refund, which as of this point is impossible. Maybe people wanted to fake it because there's no clear system where these people are losing their money to or from whatever. Because again, they're sending it to fresh addresses every single time. If you still have money on Atomic Wallet, just transfer it to somewhere else as quickly as possible. So again, I'm going to reiterate, for anybody that has an Atomic Wallet, go home, go to wherever that wallet is right now, today, right now, this second, get your money out of there because it might not be there anymore tomorrow. Could this happen to MetaMask? Could this happen to X, X, Y, Z, whatever? We don't know. We don't know what's happening, but this is very scary. Now, I wanted to make a video about only that, but I thought, you know what, let's also give it a little positive twist. Apparently, some good things might be coming up for the XRP Ledger. New XRPL hackathon to commence. Here are the details. So apparently, the new XRPL hackathon starts on Monday. Bring it on, people, XRP. With the end of obstruction in sight, there's never been a better time to build. And the thing is, and that's the good thing about hackathons, this one's going to last for, I think, like 8 weeks or so, 7, 8 weeks. And what they very often do is just build such nice infrastructure, new projects, new ideas to expand the XRP ledger or to increase security or to just help out the XRP ecosystem. It's only a $60,000 prize pool. I would have liked it to be a couple $1 million, which it very often is. So they only have a very small amount of funding that they could get if they do actually end up winning. So don't expect too much. But the idea is pretty nice that these ventures are starting, which is also why I'm always giving it some attention. If you're a developer and you're working on the XRP ledger, right now might be your chance. And like I always say, you can also always reach out to me if you're starting a new XRP Ledger project or you're looking to get further as you already have an XRP Ledger project. As long as it's not like Casino E or something, I always like to take a look because, again, I love the XRP Ledger. Whenever I talk about things like that, I kind of think of new coins. I kind of think of fundamental coins. I kind of think of where I think XRP is going to go. I always standard think about that whenever we talk about the ecosystem that's growing. Because again, me personally, I see XRP at $20 without it even being a strange thing at some point. In the same sense that Bitcoin was at $100 at some point, people thought, oh, that's a pretty juicy price. Right now, if we look back, that was extremely cheap. I think the same thing's going to happen to XRP at like $10. People are going to look at that and think, oh, those were cheap times at some point. I still believe that. But you got to understand, not every single asset will last. And also, there's a time and a place for every single gain. I personally think the all-time high is going to be seen at the end of next year with the Bitcoin halving cycle, etc. But there's actually been people, for example, that have bought crazy amounts of specific crypto or swapped crazy cryptos. For example, here, one of the Twitter guys, 9x ETH, unstaked sushi and received $2.46 million an hour ago. Oh, sorry, 2.46 million sushi to $2.12 million. In 2021 and 2022, he withdrew 1.28 million sushi for 9.6 million from Binance and spent another 3,100 Ethereum, which at that point was $11 million, to buy 900,000 sushi at an average price of $9.50. And as of this point, he's lost $18.5 million. He himself says that it's actually more. He lost over $30 million if you include everything he bought on centralized exchanges. And there becomes a very important point available, or I'm not sure how to phrase that perfectly. Not every single coin is going to last. Not every single coin is going to survive, but also, even though there is still an incentive for sushi to go up, and I do believe that as the bull run comes back around, it will still do pretty well. I recently made a video comparing the top 10 in 2013 to the top 10 right now. And one of the things that become interesting is just how much the top 10 changes. Point being, I think XRP is one of those coins where you can see the utility, you can understand why it's going to be used over time, etc. And with some of the coins, it just really doesn't make as much sense for it to be at the value at which it currently is or which people expect it to get to, if you understand my drift. Cardano, XDC, HBAR, XRP, I can understand the value behind them. I can understand why they'd have to be around for the next couple of years. Some coins out there are just not as useful or were more so made because why not? Let's just create a coin, whatever. Yeah, I don't want to name too many names, but just let's sink in for a second that if you're going to look back at this entire crypto list in another couple years from now, just for reference here, this is the market cap right now, If we could look back at this in a couple years from now, the top 10 will be different, and some coins that are in here right now will not be there anymore. But the same thing applies for the entire top 100. If I look back at some of the videos I made in 2017 or whatever, it's so crazy how EOS used to be one of those biggest cryptos and people were so excited, and now it's at number 45. Just want you guys to realize that for a second. Not every single crypto is worth DCAing into. And even though the big bull run will take a lot of these coins up, you can see XRP this week is one of the best performers in the entire top 100 for good reason, but not every coin is always going to go like that. Just letting you guys in on a little piece of info there. But most important out of everything was, of course, the whole atomic wallet situation, and that's about it.